Hey guys, Randy here from our Cozy Garden, and today we are checking out a place where we can possibly rent for additional garden beds. So this year, as you all know, we started a cut flower farm, micro cut flower farm in our backyard, and the plan was to first for this year just get our name out there. And honestly, we were willing to not earn anything from the flowers. But surprisingly, we have 8 CSA subscribers. We just tried it out. May just tried it out on Facebook to see if anybody's interested, and there are people who are looking for locally grown fresh cut flowers. That means, there is a market. Because of that, we are considering expanding our capacity to grow flowers. And as you all know, we are in an urban setting and our garden bed space is limited, but we are maximizing our front yard now. We were just finished making 2 new beds. Those are 2.5 by 8 feet, and there are 2 of those, and that's where we are planting a lot of our seedlings. So now we are going to check a piece of land. It's somebody's land that we can possibly rent for either this year or next year, and most probably next year. But right now we're not sure yet if a deal would push through. And first, we'd like to know what the conditions are, what the soil condition is, and I know from previous conversations with the landowner, they are very open to anything that can be done for the land. They acquired the land last year, and it's a few hectares, and they just don't know what to do with it yet. So now they said they are willing to grow with us, and I know I was upfront with them, and I told them that we are not yet ready to sign any long-term lease agreement with them. I would imagine it would be a month-to-month rental, but really this visit will be all about checking the land and how far it is from our house. That's why we're driving from our house to know how the logistics would be if we are growing flowers there, and of course the water source and whatnot. So that's what we're doing right now, and once we get there, we'll continue this video. So 2 weeks ago, we visited this acreage that the owner is offering for us to rent, and we talked over the phone the few days after that, and finally they said yes to us renting out the place. And really, she's renting it really mostly to help us out with our startup business. So thank you very much to the owner of this acreage, and we're just using a very small piece of their land for growing flowers. And there were a number of locations that we talked about, and the one we picked is I think the one that is most protected from winds, because winds can be really tough on cut flowers. So this spot we'll be visiting again today, mainly for us to see how the light moves. And it's 11:21, so it's almost midday. So we can see where to put our garden beds, how to orient them, and of course you would need to plan out which varieties you're planting, the tall ones at the back, the shorter ones at the front, stuff like that. But I feel like this is the spot that is most protected from the winds that can get really strong here in the prairies. So yeah, we asked her last week if we could visit today to do that, and she said yes. We also have some seedlings that we have left over from all the seedlings that we started this season, and we will ask her if she wants that and if we can plant some of it in the land. And in my mind, it is also to see how good these mainly status. I also have delphiniums in there to see whether they would survive with less watering. So that's what we're doing today. So we're here and we are seeing that the spot that we chose to start growing flowers is full sun, and I would assume that in late summer, early fall, the shadows would be longer, but I think it's great for making those garden beds. And the owner was gracious enough for allowing us to choose the spot that we want, for the best spot that we think would work best for our cut flowers. So we're so excited, and I know it's a lot of work, it's a lot of investment, but May and I, we both think that this is a positive step moving forward, and we are so happy, we are so blessed that people are actually willing to have their land rented out for growing flowers. And it's very safe here, it's very secure. We chose this spot because this is the north side of the space. It is protected by these trees, and south of that is this building. And I know sometimes they let that space get rented out for events, and who knows, maybe they can host weddings here with the cut flowers growing in on this side. You never know what the plans are. So we are very hopeful and we are very positive with the direction that we're moving. We are planning 3 feet by 100 feet flower beds this way, which is east to west, and I know the ideal is north to south for best distribution of sunlight, but I think it just makes sense to do it this way. That way we have really long garden beds and it's easier to lay down the garden fabric, and we will have, I don't know, 2 or 3 of those garden beds in here. We'll just start with that for now. It is an investment, and we are hoping that we can grow a lot more in the years to come. And we will lay down that garden fabric in here in the hopes that that would kill off the grass that are in here. And then when the time comes next year, when we're ready to plant, then we can put in compost and other organic fertilizer for the garden beds. And the reason for that is I want to keep the soil bioactivity underneath. The grass, if it doesn't survive, then it becomes compost and then food for the microorganisms underneath. And there's also some, I think they let cows graze on this space the past few, I don't know, months or days. So there is some cow poop scattered everywhere, so I will be collecting that and I will be putting that on the garden beds. So I just want to make sure that the cow dung is fully composted, but we're not planting anything here anyway this year. So hopefully by spring next year, they should be bioavailable for the garden beds to use. We're also planting the seedlings that we are trying out. We brought some seedlings here, statice. We also have delphiniums, tomatoes, and kabocha squash. that's it for now. And the next time we'll be here, we need to bring our garden fabric, and we need to lay that down to start the beds that we want to grow godflowers next year. So we're going 3 feet by 100 feet, that way, east to west. 3 feet garden bed, 2 feet aisle, and then another 3 feet garden bed, and then 2 feet aisle.
And today's a weekend and we're going to our rental acreage.
And this week we just received the weed barrier that we ordered online, and today is the day we are laying it down. We're gonna pin it on the ground and cover the patch that we plan to grow flowers next year. So we are solarizing the grass, which is there right now, grass and some weeds. Before that, we're going to mow it the lowest height as possible, and then we're gonna cover it with the weed fabric so that over summer it will be heat up underneath the weed fabric and hopefully kill the grass underneath. So next year, once we start planting, making holes, and then start growing flowers, we won't have weeds and grass in it. So yeah, that's the goal for today. There is a heat warning though, so we will be very careful not to stay under the sun too long, and we made sure that we have lots of water, and we have so much stuff on our in our car right now, but I guess that's just how it is when you're renting a place. And we'll see if we can leave some stuff in there over time, and the family has been very accommodating, and we're very happy and we're very blessed that we have this land to rent for growing flowers. If you want to join us, that's what we are doing today.
Okay, see ya.
So we're here, and looks like the grass and the weeds are growing fast, so we need to mow them as short as we can and then leave the clippings underneath the weed fabric, and that way there's a bigger chance that we can kill them off with the solarization. So we're just done doing our first mowing. I set the mower to its highest setting because when I did the shortest setting, it can't push through. The mower just gets stuck in the tall grass and weeds. So I set it to the tallest setting just to get rid of the top part of the grass. And if I still have gas, I will be trying that lowest setting, shortest setting. That way it is easier to kill off the grass for the beds that we are doing. So right now we are covering about 6, 12, 18. So 18 feet by 100 feet. And in that space we will have 3 times 3 feet wide beds. And that should give us a lot of growing space for next year. But this year we are just prepping this space. And also from last video, we did collect some cow poop, which is decomposing in the area. So I just wanted to put those in the garden bed, although I'm pretty sure it's not enough. At least we still have them in here. Some of them were broken down further because of the mowing, which is good. So it's spread out right there. There's some cow poop. So yeah, that's what we're doing. But at the moment there's a heat warning, heat wave for today. So while we're taking a break, good thing we have the shaded part, and we can have our lunch. So we have some chicken buns that May made yesterday, and Miss Eleanor, my mother-in-law, shopao. So that's what we have for lunch. Then we have some cantaloupes. So yeah, we'll be right back after this. So just did a second pass, and as you can see, this side to your left is the first pass, which is the tallest siding for the mower. And this one is the shortest. The weed fabric will stay in here, but we would have to have holes to plant the seedlings next year. So in those holes you may have some weeds, and of course some weeds are just really strong that they can push through the weed barrier, but at least it's way easier to maintain compared to just having an open field with, you know, weeds everywhere. So this is the weed barrier that we ordered online. It's from vevor.ca. So this is this is 330 by 6.5 feet. So the width is 6.5 feet. And it is 3.2 ounce thick. So it's a good thickness to kill off the grass in here. It's not the thickest because the thickest one is a bit expensive and the dimensions are just too narrow for us. So I think this is the best bang for the buck. Now, of course, we forgot to bring our measuring tape. So this one costs about 140 Canadian dollars as of this week. So since I forgot our measuring tape, I'm gonna cut a strip of this, and that should be 6.5 feet. There we go. So that's roughly 6.5 feet. I will double that. So I'll have a clearance of 13 feet from the fence. Ooh. That way we will have this space, much space, for whatever maintenance on the side. We can also use this for our shade area whenever we need space to rest in. We can pull the car in if we need to. So if we put up a fence right here at some point, then we have enough space in there until such time that we will need the space for more garden beds, but for now we don't. So, and we'll keep it well maintained as much as we can when we're here. So yeah, that's it. And then we'll do 110 feet this way, and 3 of those. And of course we have our staples. So this is $4 for 25 pieces, which is not bad considering some of the other brands is more expensive. So this is by Quest Staples. Okay, now we roll. Since we did not bring our measuring tape, one of the most important tool that we need today, we're using the strip of fabric, garden fabric, to measure our distance. So this is 13 feet from the fence, and then we pin as we go, as we measure. Okay, so the edge, because we did a cut, see how it frays? So we'd want to, maybe we can double this. Want to fold it like that under it, so there's less chance of it fraying, in, especially in the wind. So let's do every foot. It's only as strong as its weakest spot. So good thing it's been raining a few days, a few nights ago, a few nights now. And the ground is soft enough that we can just push the pins down with our bare hands. Because another thing that we forgot to bring are the rubber mallet. And there you go, that's our next year's new garden beds here at our rental space. We hope this solarization works so that we can get rid of most of the grass under that and the weeds. And of course, it won't be perfect. There are weeds that are strong enough to grow through the weed barrier, but that's way easier to manage than growing in a grassy patch like this. And that's it for today, and we are so excited with our new cut flower beds for next year. I know it takes a lot of work, but we're having fun doing it. And until next video, my name is Randy
May.
from Our Cozy Garden. Well, this isn't Our Cozy Garden anymore, maybe Our Cozy Farm. Until next video, don't forget to subscribe to our channel if you like our content, or click that like button, thumbs up. And until next time, hope you have a wonderful day.
Bye.